Look, I want to talk about a positive story. Start with a positive story for once, which I don't often do on this live stream. But Prince Harry has finally cut ties with the United Kingdom, and his US residence is listed as his primary residence for the first time. And this comes at a time when, of course, he's fearing that actually the United States of America, especially under a certain Mr. Donald J. Trump, may turn around and tell him that actually, because he admitted to drug use in the past in his tell-all memoir, that actually he might get deported from the country. So this is the document that the Daily Mail have got a hold of, where it says Prince Henry Charles Albert David Duke of Sussex. He still goes by that, of course, by the way. He's never going to give that up, of course, because that's where
God, that's quite a few middle names. That's ridiculous.
Well, it is rather, but you know, I don't care how long his middle names are. I care about the fact that he still uses the Duke of Sussex title. The cheeky
Whoa,
bag.
Darren, let me throw a caveat. If
Yeah.
he had to give up his dukedom, he would be known as Prince Harry. So I think it's better for him to be known as His Royal Grace, the Duke of Sussex, than go by Prince Harry. That's what I was reading about.
Yeah, no, see, because Prince Harry, like, there are several princes, right? We have Princess Beatrice. No one gives a damn, right? He would just be some non-entity. But with the Duke of Sussex, I think that there comes an air of respectability and privilege in that title. I don't think he should get to represent the Dukedom of Sussex whilst he's
I agree. It
swanning
adds a
about
lot
in the
more
United
prestige
States.
than just the word prince.
I'd much
Exactly.
rather be a prince than a duke.
Yes, I see what you mean in the sort of grand scheme of things, but actually because of the Duke of Sussex, it is actually a higher title than it would be for the some random princess who's so backbench that she's almost fallen off. But anyway, look, this is saying that he has actually registered and he's now in the United States, new country, state of usually resident, United States, and this was filed and the Daily Mail have got hold of it. Now, this all comes at a time when they just did this big polo event, which Harry participated in, and it was announced that Prince Harry and Meghan Markle were alongside a Netflix camera crew. I mean, quelle surprise, shocks all round. And the streamer Netflix announced that Harry was doing a new unscripted series about the world of professional polo, and filming is already underway. I don't know about you, but I bet you this is less about polo and more about the prince. Chloe?
I'm not sure exactly what happened at this event here, but just going back to the sort of company's house thing, I'm a little bit skeptical, to be honest. Like, is this just not for tax reasons? I was just trying to Google that. Is he a US citizen, or does he just have a visa? Because if he is a citizen, then the issue there is that if he claims that he is resident in the UK, he has to pay tax for both. Whereas if he just says that he is resident in the US, then he only has to pay tax in the US, because the US is rare in that it will tax you wherever you live. So even if you spend the whole year in Britain, but you have a US passport, you have to pay them tax if you earn over around $100,000 a year. So I'm a little bit unsure here as to what his motive is.
Yeah. Well, you could be onto something there, but I imagine it's one for tax purposes, but also secondly an admission that actually he's never going to work in the United Kingdom again. Perhaps it's an acceptance as well that the United Kingdom isn't going to be on the hook for his security whilst he's over here, for example, right? Because he's trying to challenge that in the courts and say that the British taxpayer should stump up for his security team and detail whilst he's here. But I mean, Kez, on this polo point, are you looking forward to a Netflix series on polo by Prince Harry?
No, I mean, I don't want to see Harry riding and playing with his stick.
Who wants this rubbish? I don't understand.
Well, I think Omid Scooby would like to see that.
Oh yes,
yes.
he's the sort of the poison pen for Meghan Markle and Prince Harry. He's writing all of these.
Rabble rouser.
But some people have actually genuinely been saying that Prince Harry ought to come back because look how glamorous they look and look how young and youthful they are. And they're saying, come back while at a time when His Majesty the King is obviously out of action because of his cancer diagnosis, and the Princess of Wales is out of action because of her cancer diagnosis. So some are saying, let them come back, all is forgiven. And I say, absolutely not. Have you looked at any public polling in this country? Nobody wants them. In fact, I was about to say I'd rather President Blair on the steps of Downing Street of Buckingham Palace, but actually I don't think I would go that far. Maybe I would prefer Prince Harry over Tony Blair.
Let's
It's a hard call, I have to say. I mean, I don't think we should bring him back. I think that would be pretty awful. I know we're lacking on the number of working royals at the moment because we've got 2 people out with cancer, very, very sadly at the moment. But Prince Harry, as you say, the polls, everyone hates him here. It would be absolutely disastrous for the royal family. So I'm afraid I think they're going to have to work with what they've got here in Britain and leave Harry over in the States because we don't want him here.
Yeah, I mean,
I disagree.
yeah. I don't understand why Netflix are even doing this because, as far as I understand it, polo is just a sport for posh people, and nobody outside of pretty privileged circumstances actually gives a rat's arse about polo. Am I wrong?
I
I mean,
don't know.
Chloe,
I mean, people will
you're a
watch it just for
southerner.
the. No, I've never played polo in my life. I'm afraid I'm not posh enough. I've been invited a couple of times, but I said no because I would have absolutely no idea what the hell I'm doing. I think it would probably be a pretty boring thing to watch, but you'll get plenty of people who will watch it just for the drama. So when Netflix have done stuff with Harry and Meghan before, there will be people who watch it who don't like
Yeah.
them, but just want to see what the drama is. I hope that this flops because I'm fed up of these lot making loads of money off of defaming the royal family. I've absolutely had enough of it.
Yeah, so you're assuming then there's going to be sort of behind the scenes moments where Harry's on the phone to a member of the royal family, or, beyond like it was last time, or something equally as sort of
Well,
eye-rolling and
they'll have to
cringeworthy.
they have to do something to make it spicy, rather than them just stood there playing polo. Else it will be pretty boring telly, and it will be a complete waste of Netflix's money. Netflix is a pretty big company. I would like to think that they have a bit of an idea as to what makes good telly and what doesn't. Not that they always get it right, but I'd like to think that they've got their wits about them slightly, and so I would like to think there'll be some drama in this, else they won't get any viewers. But we'll see what happens. I may be wrong.
Indeed, we will. Indeed, we will. All right, that's enough of that good news story. But just to reiterate for those just joining, Prince Harry has actually declared himself a resident of the United States of America. His permanent residence is the United States of America, that beautiful big mansion right there. He's got plenty of bills to be paying, so he's going to sell out as much as he possibly can. You just wait. Prince Harry OnlyFans, it's coming. It's coming soon.
Do you know what, that gaff looks like something that the taxpayer would put asylum seekers in, that the Home Office would put them up
It
in, I have to
probably
say.
does, actually. Yes, it does. It really only one single family.
Oh yeah, there's only space there for one family, clearly.
Have you got what it takes to be a reasoned presenter? Well, send us a short clip of yourself to join@reasoned.uk, and we might be seeing you on this very channel very soon indeed.